Hello everyone, Bats here with the newest Platinum review for you guys. Today we're going to be doing a Platinum review on Watch Dogs Legion. Now I'm going to give you a couple disclaimers here. If you don't know what Platinum review is, that's where I beat a game, get the Platinum, give you the review. That way you get the full review and not some half-assed review. Also, another very disappointing one. I technically do not have the platinum on this game. I do have the platinum. I 100% have the platinum, but the trophy's glitched, and it caused me not to be able to get the platinum. The only way that I can get the platinum is completely replaying the game. So very disappointing in that. I almost wasn't going to do a review, but I just decided, you know what? I did get the platinum. In my heart, I know I got it. So I'm going to do the review. But that being said, I do plan on going back and replaying the game so I can actually get the trophy because that's really shitty. But yeah, I figured get the review out before this game is 2 years old, and you guys are like, why are you reviewing this? There's a new one. So Watch Dogs Legion. We're going to jump right into the review. Alright, so Watch Dogs Legion is the third Watch Dogs game in the Watch Dogs series. I don't know if it's a series or how you would word it, but it's the third one. Watch Dogs 1 and 2, I've played every Watch Dogs, and my biggest issue with Watch Dogs is it's a good game, but it doesn't do enough to hold my attention. It doesn't do enough to make me want to keep playing it. So I'll play it for like 10 hours, and then I'll just get bored of it. It just doesn't do enough to grab my attention. Watch Dogs 3 did that for me. It really engulfed me into the game. And I think a big thing of what they did is, if you haven't heard yet, which I mean, I don't know anybody who hasn't heard of this unless maybe like you don't play games. But Watch Dogs 3 added a new system in there to where every character is playable. Every NPC in the game is playable. And we'll dive really deep into that in a little bit. But that really did it for me. The idea of being able to play as any character, and that going into this game, I was really worried about that. I was like, this is a very, very ballsy move, Ubisoft. We'll see what you do here. It could have went completely wrong, but it was actually really awesome being able to go down the street and see somebody and be like, I'm gonna play as you, and actually do it. So they did a really good job with that, and I think that's what really, really drew me into the game. It's a gimmick, but it was actually a really good one. They added some new features here and there too, but to me that was the biggest selling point, and it's something that they hit on the head, and they said, "Ha, I gotcha." So yeah, I mean, just hands down, that's the best feature of this game. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the story of Watch Dogs. Alright, so the story of Watch Dogs, and if you've seen any of my reviews, I don't like spoiling any part of the story. So we're not going to go really deep into the story. But yeah, I normally don't talk about the story much because I want you to experience it for yourself. I don't want to potentially spoil any portion of the story, so we're not going to really dive into it. But I will say, the story, you're part of DedSec, and you're trying to do some stuff. That's all I'm gonna tell. I'm not gonna give you anything surprise. But no, you're part of DedSec. It's a organization a hacker group, if you will, trying to clear their name, I guess. That's all I'll give you. But the story's not bad. There was a couple of points where I was like, oh snap, no, he didn't. Oh no, like there were some moments in there where actually, some twists and turns and some actually good moments. I really enjoyed the story. Side quests were kind of meh, not great. Side quests. There's not a whole lot of side quests in general, but a lot of the side quests just involve recruiting people, and some of them get very repetitive. As far as, if I recruit one person who's a construction worker and then I go recruit a spy, their side quest could be the exact same thing. Might be in a different location, stuff like that, but it could be the exact same side quest. And so that's kind of disheartening. But yeah, other than that, I really enjoyed the story. Like I said, there were a couple of moments in there where I was just like, whoa, can't believe they did that. But yeah, overall, I mean, I really enjoyed the story. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest parts too that really drew me into this game. All right, so now we're going to touch base on the audio. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but the audio in the game is really not bad. They one cool thing that they did is I'm not sure if you're watching this, if you're familiar, but there's a program out there called Hit Record, and Hit Record is made by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He him and his brother started a program to where content creators from all different types of content can come together and create projects. That means musicians, artists, writers, animators, everything come together on a project and create different short stories, songs, stuff like that. Hit Record is actually working with Ubisoft. They're working with them. They worked with them on Watchdogs Legion and on Beyond Good and Evil 2. So they're working with them, and it was really cool driving in the game in the car and seeing a song from Hit Record pop up. I was like, oh wow, that's awesome. I don't know to what extent they worked with them on. I don't know if they did some of the graffiti work to some of the stuff like that, but I know they at least did some of the music. So I thought that was something really, really cool that Ubisoft did, working with actual content creators to get their work out there. So I thought that was super awesome. Definitely wanted to give them a nod in this review. So really cool. Other than that, some of the other songs that played on the radio weren't bad. Audio throughout the rest of the time, I didn't have a lot of issues with audio. I had some audio glitches. Some of the voice acting for some of the characters just didn't match how they would look. Like I was like, oh, that's a really weird voice for this person, stuff like that. But other than that, I didn't really have a lot of issues with the audio. All right, so now we're going to hit gameplay. Gameplay is the biggest portion of Watch Dogs Legion, and I could literally talk about this for hours, but I'm not going to do that for you. Gameplay. Um, Watch Dogs Legion adds a new feature that I haven't seen in the game before. I don't know what they call it, but for this circumstance, we will call it Play as Anyone, where you can play as anybody, any non-playable character in the game. You can walk up to and be like, I'm gonna play you, and then you complete a mission and you can play them. I can't really go into depth about how it is to actually do that. I can kind of explain it to you, but it's something that you have to experience for yourself. I was watching a lot of this game leading up to it, and I was like, that's so cool. Oh, that's really awesome. Oh, you can do that. And it wasn't till I actually did it for myself that I was blown away. Like, wow, you can actually do this. And the amount of detail that goes into it between all these different people looking incredibly different and being different characters. I was expecting to run into the same person here and there, and I didn't. I think there might have been like one time I saw somebody who was the exact same as somebody else, but other than that, everybody was completely different. Another really cool thing that happens in the game is, let's say I'm driving along in my car and I hit somebody in my car. I can be playing later on in the game, and there'll be somebody I want to recruit, and it'll say that they hate DedSec, which is the organization that you're part of. And when you go into like information on why, it's because you hit their friend with a car. So it's really cool to see that everybody in the game is pretty much intertwined. Little actions can prevent you from recruiting somebody, or can prevent you to make it to where it's harder to recruit people. If you recruit somebody else, you can go to see somebody else and it says, friends with blah, 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 who's a member of DedSec. So it's easier to recruit them. It's so cool to see how everybody's intertwined, and there's so many different people in the game that it blew me away. Now, this brings me to the negatives to this. This feature is awesome, and I know there has to be some limitations on it, But the amount of people that you can actually recruit, I want to say is like 20 or 25. It's not a lot. And I found myself wanting to recruit more and more people. And then I hit a wall. And it was like, hey, you can't do that. You don't have enough room. And so I actually had to get rid of some people. Yeah, there was some dead weight that I was like, I didn't really need them anymore. But, for the most part, I wanted to keep everybody. And I didn't have that option. It didn't let me keep everybody. And I would have liked to at least see the roster maybe doubled in size to where you could have like 50 people, stuff like that. But it was very disappointing not being able to recruit as many as I wanted. Which, like I said, I know there has to be limitations on it, but that was kind of disappointing. Also, some of the looking of the characters was just kind of goofy. I was there was a few times where I was very scared whenever I saw somebody's picture on like it'll pull up a window and you can see the person you could potentially recruit, and it would pull up their picture, and I was very disturbed. They could have made a horror movie off of them. Like, they was scary. But yeah, other than that, I have no complaints about the gameplay. In regards to that portion. We'll get into the other gameplay that I do have issues with, and there's a long list. There's a very long list of that. So where do I begin? It was a cold summer day. It wasn't cold, and I don't even know if it was summer, but when this game came out, it was riddled with bugs. I almost called them blugs. I don't know what a blug is, but it was riddled with blugs too. This game was so glitchy. You think Cyberpunk is glitchy? I mean, I haven't ran into issues on the PS5 with Cyberpunk, other than like a couple things here and there. Oh man, Watchdogs was glitchy, and I think people are just like, it's Ubisoft. I'm not worried about it. We know how Ubisoft is. But wow, this game had some portions that were unplayable. There were some glitches that made it to where I had to completely redo missions multiple times. People get clipped into walls. Just so many glitches that I got in this game. I can't even begin to explain how many. There's also trophy glitches, which screwed me out of the platinum trophy, which still hurts so bad. I'm gonna have to really replay the game another time for the platinum. There's trophies that glitch to where you can only use one character, and it doesn't tell you in that description, but one character in one go. So it's not like, I can play as this character for a little bit, switch characters, come back to that same character, play some more. No, you have to do it in one go, and it screwed me out of 2 trophies, which screwed me out of the platinum. I did the required stuff to get him. I 100% did. I just didn't get it because the game glitched. So I mean, there were so many glitches, and it really, really diminishes this game from being, a 9.5 or a 10. It really knocked this game down a lot, and that's what stinks. I can't give it as good of a score as I would have given it if it wasn't for all these glitches, because I just cannot look past all the technical issues that I ran into while playing this game. Alright, so now we're going to get into the last part, and that is graphics. Now, the graphics in this game were very good. I did enjoy London. I think they did a great job bringing London to life, and the buildings looked beautiful. I mean, they did a really good job in the game. It's definitely the best looking Watch Dogs to date. It's not the best looking game by any means, but it's not ugly. It's definitely not ugly. I did run into a few times where, character models, somebody would look just beyond scary. So, their face just didn't look like everything was right in their face. A couple of times like that, and I've ran into a few times where buildings were kind of blocky, but those kind of go into the technical glitches, stuff like that. But other than that, I didn't have any real issues with the graphical portion of this game. Now, when it all boils down to it, Watch Dogs is a great game. I've really enjoyed my time with it. That being said, it's a great game. It's not a good game, which is worse than great, but it's not an amazing game. It's not a perfect game, by far. And I think what really holds Watch Dogs back from being a game that will be talked about for years to come is the technical issues. There was so many technical issues that I ran into that it really put a sour taste in my mouth. And I mean, come on, being a platinum, being a trophy hunter, and being cheated out of a platinum trophy, it's gotta be it's one of the worst feelings ever. So it's really disheartening knowing that one, you have glitches that affect trophies, and two, that there was just that many glitches. I mean, it's bad. It is very bad how glitchy this game is, and that's what's disappointing and what stops it from being as good as it could be. I really did enjoy my time with Watch Dogs Legion, and I mean, I can't say this enough. I mean, if you didn't like the original Watch Dogs or were bored of them, definitely give this a shot because I felt the same way, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time with this. I highly suggest the game. I can't talk right now, but yeah, highly suggest the game. As far as a rating, I would give the game an 8 out of 10. Like I said, it would be higher, but I can't give it any higher with all the technical glitches. It's a long way from a perfect game, but yeah, the technical glitches definitely hurt it a lot. Definitely check it out, though, especially if you're a fan of open world games. I think this is by far the best Watch Dogs game that's came out so far. So yeah, 8 out of 10. As far as the platinum trophy goes, it's not a hard trophy. I'd probably give it a 3 out of 10. The only big issue is it's glitchy. Make sure that whenever you do go for the platinum, that you do it all in one run with one character. So certain things, the Piece de Resistance trophy, that one, make sure you can do it right at the beginning of the game. Recruit a construction worker. He has a drone that you can fly around, open up a map, and do it all at once. The buying outfits, spending 100,000 on outfits, make sure to do it all at once, because if you don't, yeah, you might run into some glitches that locks you out of the trophy and you have to completely replay the game. So yeah, don't just take my word for it. Don't attempt it. I don't know if they've patched it, so it might be good now, but I wouldn't chance it because yeah, it's depressing. So yeah, just go for it all at once with those specific things. Like I said, it's not too hard of a platinum. If you do have any questions about the platinum or how to get any trophy, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I'll help you out the best I can. Also, if you have any questions about the game, definitely let me know. Answer any one that I possibly can. If you guys want to see any games platinumed and reviewed, let me know in the comments below. And as long as it's not like Dark Souls, because I'm not trying to break my controller, I can definitely help you guys out or try and get that trophy done and get a review out. But yes, again, super sorry. I cannot say this enough. Sorry that I didn't actually get the platinum, and it's not my doing, because I really did get the platinum, but the game decided to be a jerk and make it to where I didn't actually get the trophy. But I did, in my heart and in my mind. I know I got it. So yeah, just thank you guys for understanding. And yeah, that's about it for me, guys. You guys have a great rest of your day, and as always, keep getting those trophies, and let's play games, guys.